Hi, and welcome to the Thinking Out Loud podcast, a show with meaningful conversations in English with non-native speakers. My name is Jędrek,
My name is Masha,
and we are two English teachers who
who explored different ways of teaching English, celebrate different ways
you
of
have to explain
teaching.
yourself, Masha, because I have a
Because
feeling that,
today we
I'm
have a
teaching the same
guest
way.
whose
Oh, yeah,
approach to
sure.
teaching is,
All right.
oh,
So wait
okay,
a second, who explore different ways of teaching
and
in
celebrate
this
different
podcast.
ways.
In this
In
podcast, because it's not how
yes,
I
yeah.
guess, it's not true about my,
Well, I've done some
let's say,
exploring. I've done my share of exploring, actually.
you did, you
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
but surprisingly, no, I don't think I uh,
You're
changed a lot. I mean, I evolved. My approach, my methodology, whatever you call it, definitely has evolved over time. But I have never been into course books or some whatever traditional methods or some you name them, other methods. I guess
And to
I've
be
always
like
been
completely
myself.
honest, I do more than one right now. I'm still
All right,
doing different things depending on the person. I
all
don't
right,
say
all right.
no to many people.
Right, you're not in the position, to say
No, I'm
no,
right
to
now
do,
not in the
yeah.
position. Yeah.
Fine. Let's talk a little bit. I want to say, by the way, hi everybody. To to the listeners. Thank you for being with us.
Especially
Today,
those 33 or 34,
oh, yeah, the magical
whoever
number.
you are.
Yeah, our core listeners. And then all everyone else. Today, we'd like to start by introducing our guest, the conversation with whom we'll play in a moment, right?
Mhm.
But it's a special guest. I think the conversation that we recorded provoked certain reflections in us. So we are going to share them first before you listen to our conversation, which is weird, right?
Weird,
Because
yeah.
we should play it afterward, maybe. But
Mm,
anyway, we're gonna play this
It's like a
before.
bad teaser.
A bad teaser, exactly. But anyway, our special guest today is Jacek, who is a French teacher from Poland, who's currently running a school of French in Paris. In the very heart of Paris. I think it's a success story beyond. I want to say beyond the measure, but
Yeah.
but it is, it is when you
Yeah.
he's a non-native French teacher who's teaching French in Paris to an international audience, of course. And I think it's some sort of a dream, would you agree, of every teacher to
Not
to
dream,
to
it's
have the
this kind of complex
complex. You're right.
for non-natives.
He overcame
Yeah.
a complex, definitely, of being a non-native person who's teaching French, the second language in the country where the language is spoken, right? So
Mhm.
it's absolutely amazing. It's inspiring for many teachers, I think, and learners the same, I believe.
Mhm.
That kind of success story. And I know Jacek a little bit personally. There's a funny story with us. We were joking at the end of our conversation that Jacek is stalking me because first, when I had my language school in Warsaw, in Poland, and then I moved to France because of family reasons and so on. Jacek took over the place where I had my language school, and he was running his school of French there for a couple of years before he moved to Paris.
Because he followed you to
Uh,
France.
yeah, he followed me to France. Exactly. That's why we were joking. He's stalking me, but at the same time, I remember meeting Jacek in Warsaw in his school, and we talked a little bit, and I was really amazed by his approach. It's a 100% teacher, you know. Despite his success, because Jacek is immensely popular on Instagram and I guess on different social media and so on, but at the same time he's not fake, you know what I mean? It's he's a real teacher. uh, I guess his command of French is fantastic, you know, and of English the same, you know. But then again, and his I want to say genuine, you know, in what he's doing, so he's really, and his mission to teach is really all over. It's not, his mission is not to get popular, you know. This is like a byproduct of basically his of who he is. And then I wanted to say that that I was also amazed by his approach. You know, he's not calculating like, you know, like a businessman. You know, oh, I'm going to open a school or maybe a franchise. I guess he told me that he was offered, due to his popularity. He told me that he was offered, you know, many times creating a franchise, basically, you know, of some kind of, you know, schools of French, you know, under his name or his brand, personal brand, and then, but he basically refused all of these offers, you know. So and Jacek is also very radical in teaching. How do we say that? Personally or face to face or physically, you know. He's totally against online lessons, even though he's absolutely present online. So so you can still learn with Jacek, you know, learn French, because, you know, he can be your teacher in your social media. But if you think about having lessons like, you know, one-on-one or something online, he basically doesn't do it. Masha, there is something that was really interesting in this. I mean, there were a lot of interesting things, you know, in this conversation. But one thing for sure is Jacek's approach to language teaching, right? It's quite specific. How do you
you know, when he was explaining it, I thought that it's akin to, you know, at some point I taught primary school kids. So they're kids who only, you know, they did some English before school, like daycare, but basically their journey starts here at school. And your role, that's the conclusion I came to, you know, your role as a primary school English teacher is not actually to teach a lot of stuff. Your role is to make them fall in love with the language.
Excellent.
And then they will continue, because they can, you know, figure it out for themselves. They learn how to learn. And if you don't, even, let me lower the standard, if you don't kill this love or curiosity
exactly, just
for the
don't
language,
kill it. Exactly,
it's already you've done you know, a great job. But if you ignite it, you know, in children who were otherwise maybe not so interested, so that's what he I think he does. He wants people to fall in love with French and then continue their journey elsewhere.
On their own.
Or with you know, a school or with a
and
tutor.
I'll tell you how rare is that in our domain, that is English language teaching. How rare is that kind of approach, that, you know, you work as I don't know how to call that, you know, a spark, you know, a spark plug. Inspire. Yeah, exactly, you know. And then you know, and I think it's so important in language learning, knowing that it's a long process, you know, you're going to be learning for years to come. And honestly, I haven't seen a teacher like that in our world, and I've been to many conferences. I mean, I'm not saying that English teachers are not inspiring people, right? But it's not, no one, I think, is thinking about it like openly. actually sure if Jacek is thinking about like this, but yeah, he has this idea, that, you
Yeah,
come
but
to me,
we
you
discussed with
study
you
for a
that
couple of
not
days.
all languages lend themselves nicely to this idea, English, maybe you cannot even do anything like that.
Yeah, I think, Jacek's school, Parollerie, which is the link to which you'll find under, whatever this video or Spotify file, whatever. But in the description, basically. But his school to me is like a candy shop, where you go get inside, and you've got lots of candies, and Jacek is offering different courses, like TGV, which is like very fast, intensive course, and other courses. And basically, they last 5 days maximum, at most. Some of them are shorter, and you either learn vocab or some and
Functional.
yeah,
Which is
but each one of them is like a candy, a very well designed course. So at the end of that, you have the feeling that, wow, I really get something from it, right?
Yeah, but
And
what about, can you imagine something like this in Germany? It would be what, a beer shop, or
yeah,
this
exactly. I think
this taste of
and you said it, Masha. You said it that Jacek cracked the French culture,
the
right
soul
to
of,
the
yeah.
root. Yeah, the soul of it, right to the root. And his work, his school of French, is the product of a French culture, or rather, the understanding of the French culture,
Mhm.
and this is beautiful, really, and it's a very good question whether a school like that could offer English courses, because English is more like a lingua franca, a language to work, something that you don't just taste, you have to learn it. And I think with French you could taste, but then again, it's Jacek doesn't actually I guess promote this sort of, you just taste and you stop. No, you taste and then you continue, right? His laying trust in people, like, I trust you, that you will continue. And honestly, this is all the teacher can do, any teacher can do, right? All you can do is to trust people that, okay, you will continue on your own, not just in the classroom, but beyond, and
Mhm.
and I guess he's doing that perfectly. All right.
Yeah.
Any other reflections, Masha, before we venture into this conversation with Jacek? What about his English? Because it's also worth mentioning, that this is a teacher of French for whom English is like third language, or I don't know, fourth one, I don't know.
Mhm.
And uh, and again, he's impressive,
Yeah, I think people should listen to this conversation till the end, because at the end there is this motivational what little
Yeah,
speech he
exactly,
gives. So,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So Jacek, yes, Jacek is, but it's a great conversation with him in English, and what we should basically stop talking, the two of us,
and give
and
the floor to, yeah.
yeah, give the floor to Jacek. Guys, once again, thanks for being with us. Don't forget to visit our website. It's tolpodcast.com. You can find many useful things there, such as a voicemail. We are still waiting for your voices. We will, if you record anything, like saying hi to your mother-in-law or something, we'll basically play it here in the next episode.
And is
Uh,
there a little form people can fill in if they want to be a guest? Because I think
there's
after
not,
such
there's not,
inspiration
Masha.
that we'll
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
a lot of people,
Yeah, you're right. I
wanting to
mean,
be on the show.
we are constantly looking for non-native English speakers. So if you feel confident enough, and don't worry about, of course, your level, because we are all about the meaning, not about language. Like, you have to be perfect or whatever.
Do you have to have a success story?
No, I
No.
mean, come
This is
on,
just this is just one of our guests. It doesn't mean that we're looking for, you have to be famous for something or popular.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actually looking
Exactly.
for, ordinary folk just like us. What did I say?
Yeah, just like us, exactly. So yeah, but there's no form, but you can get in touch with us either via social media. All of that is on our website. My Twitter, I'm active there. TOL podcast Twitter, of course, and Instagram, wherever, and of course, don't forget about the good old email. Is the best way to get in touch with us.
And you can use the voicemail for this.
And the
Hi
voicemail.
guys, I want to be on the show.
Yes. So yeah, don't forget that there's an opportunity like this. Fine.
Maybe we
studiomentals.com
should
is.
offer a champagne like he does, for guests or something.
How do you offer champagne online? That's the big question here. Until there is some kind of I don't know what's a vending machine or what that you could activate where you are, and this vending machine is releasing a bottle of champagne to our guests, or students. Fine. I mentioned that studiomentals.com is the address of our school. You can study with us. And without further ado, let's say hi to Jacek. So now officially, hi Jacek, how are you doing?
Hi guys. I'm really happy and excited and a little bit stressed out because of our meeting in English.
Well,
so little disclosure. English is not my native language. It's not even my second foreign language. It's the third one. So it's difficult for me, but still I'm trying, and I'm the living proof that everyone can try.
Yes, exactly. And that is part of the reason why you are here, to be this, source of inspiration for English learners, and I guess language learners in general, because after all, you are a language teacher. Yes. You're a French teacher. And Jacek, I told you before, I want to repeat right now that I've got a lot of questions to you as an individual, as an entrepreneur, but also I'm of course curious about your ideas at a more abstract level. So I hope we will get to this part in our conversation.
If no, then we'll record another episode.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. If not, then we'll have to invite you again. But I want to start by asking you because you did quite an impressive feat, by moving your language school from Warsaw to Paris. And tell me, how do you assess this move after? And please remind me, how many? Does it go into years now?
Yes. It's been 2 years already.
2 years,
and
all right.
Yes, I'm extremely happy to be here.
Well, wait a second. So you moved in the middle of COVID?
Yeah, at the end of COVID. So I wanted to take advantage, if you can say so, of that situation, because normally it's really difficult to find a place to establish a shop in or boutique or school, even the office in Paris. Everything is so expensive. But yes, but with thanks to COVID,
in this case, it's really thanks to COVID.
Yes, more spaces were available, and landlords were more
agreeable.
Easy to yes, very more easy to convince about the project. And in France especially, it's not so easy to I think this is the trust. It's really important, and people don't give their trust so easily, especially to foreigners with no history, like bank accounts and other business. Because I have to move my business from Poland to France. My company was totally new, in France, and it doesn't help so much.
So but it's
at the
very
beginning.
interesting. It is very interesting because, and I'm really glad we opened this kind of aspect of it, because so wait a second. You move into Paris with a suitcase full of money, and you ask a landlord, "Please, could I rent this place?"
I was yes,
to,
I was prepared for that a little bit, because it's not like it's not a decision that you make and you take a decision like that. I'm moving to Paris. Yes, I'm shutting down my school. It was really nice school, especially before
prospering.
Prospering. My school was really prospering, and that's a fun fact that it was in the same place that was your school before.
That is true.
So that's
Can I
how we met.
Please put our listeners a little bit into the context. So, people, imagine you're Polish, okay, but you speak English. Let's say for the sake of this conversation, imagine you're moving to London to open your school to teach English in London. Everybody would say the chances of success is pretty close to zero.
Kind of weird.
Who would want to learn English in London? Because English is all around you, right?
Yes,
so that's what you did. Yes, you're Polish. You moved from Poland to Paris to teach French.
But not to teach French to French kids.
Parisians,
yes, but still,
they have, but still, it's not so obvious. And some people were saying, "What are you doing? You're doing so well here in Warsaw, in Poland, and why do you want to move to France? What are you going to do?" Because they were not believing that I would achieve my goal, and my goal was to develop myself, because as a teacher with more than 10 years of experience in Poland, I had this sensation of how do you call that? This cellar? No, not cellar.
Glass ceiling, the glass
ceiling, not glass cellar,
or a ceiling in general.
Yes,
cellar is you keep wine when you live in France.
That's why it was my first idea. It wasn't the cellar, but the ceiling, glass ceiling. I had this sensation that I couldn't go further, and I needed something to also stimulate myself, like as a teacher, and that's why I think that for a teacher of foreign language, it's an ultimate goal to open his or her school in the exact place.
in the dragon's den,
Yes, a little bit like that, and I did it, and I'm extremely happy for that. And it's been 2 years already.
So Jacek, exactly how do you assess this move? I know also that, of course, you came prepared in a way, but I know also that you personally are not a person who's doing business plans and and following certain rational.
I'm not a classical entrepreneur. So everything like business plans, and it was
you just followed
it's complicated.
Your dream, right? You just followed your dream.
Yes, I'm really emotional, and it's not that I'm emotional and I get emotional so fast, and I leave everything and go to France. It was prepared, but still it wasn't calculated like other people would have done. But opening my school in France, it was a little bit different, but I took advantage of my experience back in Poland, so I knew that it takes time to become popular, to get also the trust of people, the clients, and so on. So I'm kind of patient for my
and I
business.
want to ask
even
you,
if I want to ask you,
even
if I don't want Yes, yes, I'm
Go on, Jacek.
sorry.
Sorry, no, I'm
Even if I don't
butting
want
in.
I don't want to say that I'm businessman, because I
Mhm.
don't think this way.
I wanted to ask you, who is your clientele right now? If you could tell us, because it's really
Yes,
interesting, you know.
so people who want to learn French better than Emily, like
All right, yeah.
and yes, that's my
I know it's a
slogan.
slogan. Yeah, yeah.
Learn French better than Emily, and yeah, so basically, the majority of my clients are Polish, because I'm
Mhm.
still popular in Poland.
Yes.
But there are more and more people coming from other countries, especially Americans.
Mhm.
After COVID, yes, it took a little bit of time to make
I'm
people
laughing because I
travel.
like the American guy that is sometimes features in your videos. You know, that is you playing this American guy. You know,
Oh,
with the with you know, the baseball cap. You know,
hmm. Yeah,
Masha, you should see
so
that one day.
yeah, so we'll talk about my videos where I teach French
Yeah, it's
in
great.
in
So
a minute.
exactly.
Yes,
So
but
what
yes, so
about?
that they are Americans, Germans, Italians, because I
Mhm.
also speak Italian, so it helps. But normally from different countries. And
Mhm.
tomorrow I give a course which is called vague, not vague, but vague. It means this thing called what is windsurfers. They are on
Wave.
wave. Yes, wave.
Yeah.
Vague vocabulary. So vocabulary, action, grammar, usage. So use of language, and
Mhm.
écrit. So writing. And tomorrow I have a really nice group of people. Two of them are Polish, but I have one American, one German, and one Spanish girl. So I'm really happy that
Great.
it's really the diversity. It's also stimulating for me as a teacher.
Sure. Sure. It's fantastic, you know, to give courses in that kind of environment. I want to ask you about your Instagram
Mhm.
briefly, because you're I guess immensely popular on the so-called Polish Instagram, but I know also that you launched yourself. I guess you have an account that is meant for the international audience.
Yes, yes, yes.
How is
Because
it doing?
yeah, so I was the first teacher in Poland to use social media for teaching. It was really a long time ago, and then everyone started to do the same, and it's great because social media gives this opportunity to share with other people who are interested in language and culture and everything, to share your passion and your ideas for teaching and
Mm,
learning. So I'm really happy of that. And the thing is that I had my Polish social media. It was in Polish and French, but if I wanted to be known by general audience from
mhm.
different countries, so I had to start from the scratches.
Yeah.
A new account on Instagram, on TikTok, and so on, in French only, or in English with French, or yeah. So basically, it's like that. I have some videos in English, some videos in French, and it's like, yeah, not some, like 200 videos
Mhm,
where
mhm.
I'm impersonating some people.
Yeah.
And yes, so it's also a funny way to learn language, and it's quite popular because it's 100 numbers 151,000 people following.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
So
amazing.
it's great
It's
because I
amazing.
don't uh,
How much work are you putting into your Instagram?
a lot,
Because
a lot.
yeah, a lot. I feel it. You know, when I watch it, I feel it.
Yeah,
But I must
yeah.
also
It's
tell you that contrary to so many other teachers on Insta, you are real. Like, you know, you are not an imposter. You know, you're like the
I'm
class of
real.
your own. You're the class of your
I,
own.
Thank you, thank you. I'm real, but even if I'm not, I'm playing different characters that are not real. so
Yeah.
so much. So that's funny because I use my way to teach. Because I'm also big fan of theater. And so I took advantage of my this passion, and I play different characters. I have a lot of wigs, and it makes my videos more interesting, I think, and people love it because it's also funny. And yes, I'm really happy when they tell me that, oh, I'm following from Argentina or from the US, from Australia, and so on and so on. And one day I will come to your school because I don't give online classes. That's also
I was
a
about
thing.
to say that, I really want to learn French, and maybe I can join online, but
Well, you have to go to Paris.
Okay.
Yes, that's the point.
Why
So
is it like the reason for this, or?
Yeah, I think because I don't like teaching online.
Even COVID didn't change that, Even COVID didn't change that.
Yes, even COVID didn't change that. Yes.
So nothing can change it.
It's always an option, of course, but I don't like it. I really like the contact with people. I think that learning a language is something physical. It's emotional, and you have to feel it, and feel the energy of your teacher, of the other people from your group. I think that the screen helps, but it doesn't. It's not the same.
Yeah, it
I can
the
certainly
experience.
understand that if we're talking about French, This
Yes,
language is, of course,
there's a lot of passion. There's no passion.
You're right, Marcel.
Roman and English, of course, you can learn online. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So that's why I established my school in Paris, in the heart of Paris, but because it's in Montmartre. So it's this place near between Moulin Rouge and Sacré-Cœur, on this huge church, and so with Sacrum Profanum. So we can discuss that later. Yes, and I'm really happy to offer intensive courses to people who want to practice their language. And I can say that I'm also it gave me the opportunity to see the learners of French language differently, because before I didn't have this wide perspective on that, and now I saw I worked with so many different people from some different countries that opens my mind, really. And it's also a pleasure to see what are the things that that they struggle with when they learn French. It's so different.
Is that Jacek also the source of your inspiration for the videos? Because
of course, I have
merci beaucoup, and so on.
Yes, that's the thing. I use really often the mistakes from my students. I use them in my videos. It's never like I'm never laughing at them. It's that's why I create. I don't criticize people who are present on social media. I'm not this kind of person. That's why I create the story. I'm playing both characters, and so I think that the mistakes are really important to help people learn the correct form, just to be
that's
able
why
to.
Jacek, I'd like to say that your videos are extremely entertaining, but at the same time their value, educational value, is tremendous. It's tremendous. I mean, there are countless things I remember myself, after watching your videos, and I catch myself like, oh my God, I'm making the same mistake. Yeah. So thanks a lot for that. It's amazing. And so all in all, to summarize, this part of our conversation, you assess your move as a successful one, as following your heart and moving to Paris as really the right choice.
Yes, it was the right choice. I think I'm in the right place. I'm the right person, the right place.
Right.
Of course, it was difficult. I cannot deny. It was difficult, and I had this imposter feeling that the syndrome of
Imposter syndrome. Yeah.
Imposter syndrome, yes. So, syndrome d'imposteur, and that I'm not French, and I have a school, yes, French language school, in the heart of Paris, and it's like, but I'm not pretending. I'm myself, and I say to my students, you can make as many mistakes as you want because it doesn't hurt me. It's not my mother tongue.
Right.
So you can take a break.
But I need to, yeah. I need to ask you one thing, because in English it's quite well known that there's this global English, that people use, and they don't care so much about. I mean, I'm not saying they don't care about correctness, but basically, this global English is very, very forgiving. Is there anything of this sort in the French language? I mean, is there any global French, like,
it might be seen that way, but not so much. It's also a struggle for me as a teacher, because sometimes when I'm making my videos, I have to make choices. Would it be more correct? And this way the purist will let me be myself, or should it be like people they speak? It's also, so it's a matter of choice, and normally we have the standard French, and the norm is from Paris, but it's also a little bit, I think, virtual, because it's like people in Paris, everyone is from somewhere, so it's not like the pure Parisian, so we are not in the same, so it's not the same thing that it was 50 years ago. But so with French language, we have differences between France and Belgium, for example, in the counting, because in French, to say 70, you say 60 and 10. It's weird. I didn't create that, and I'm always
worse numbers.
Yes, of course, 90. It's
90, 99.
99, yes, it's
4 times
so
20 plus 19, it's like,
yes. Yes, it's incredible. And in Belgium it's 99, so it's the separate number
I didn't know
for
that.
Yes, so it's different, and the same in Switzerland, but in other countries it's like in France, and for example, about the pronunciation, it's in Quebec, in Canada, it's really different, and even French people, they need subtitles to fully understand the
All right.
Canadian TV shows. So it's so there
it's
are
the same, I believe,
differences.
in Africa, right? Senegal and other countries.
And what's interesting that in all the francophone countries, they form this francophonie. So this this group of countries where you can speak French, and there is a huge question about the norm. What should the norm be? Like this Parisian French that doesn't exist so much, or the real French from the place where the largest number of francophone people live, and it would be in Kinshasa.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Because it's the largest, the most people, they live in Kinshasa. So that's interesting also for a teacher, because the language is not as you also know that it's not a monolith. It's not something that exists. It's not something physical. It depends, and also depends on your choices as a user. Because you can use one word, but you can be you can choose another one that is an alternative to be not be offensive, for example. So yes, inclusive language. That's also interesting for teachers. How we teach.
Yeah, I know this conversation is taking place in the English language teaching a lot right now. Of course, it's it's almost like there's no conference right now where this wouldn't be mentioned, or even put to the forefront. That is true. Jacek, one more question that I wanted to ask regarding your activity as a teacher. Wait a second, you said about this imposter syndrome. Okay, but you're coping with that.
But while we are still, on this non-native, so you don't feel, because, in the English ELT, what is it? English language teaching world. Yes. There is this non-native teachers, native teachers, and natives are always,
celebrated, praised.
Gods, level God.
Yes, yeah.
And being a non-native and living in the country where the language is spoken and teaching it, do you feel this kind of pressure?
I don't know if I feel this any pressure at all, because I'm trying to be myself, and I didn't when I moved to France, I didn't change my name to sound more Frenchy. I'm not pretending to be someone else, and I can think that it took me a while to understand that being myself, it's also my identity is a treasure, and it's a quality I can give, that it's I can say, yeah, I learned that language, so you can too. I know the struggle that you have with the vowels, or phonetics, or the verbs. I don't know. It's possible to learn this language, because and sometimes people, they ask me, could you give me lessons of Polish? I couldn't, because I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. Yeah, so I'm not I couldn't teach Polish, because
because you're not a teacher of Polish, right? Because it's
yes, I'm Polish, but it's, for me, it's not enough to become a teacher, because I couldn't explain the grammar, even the vocabulary every day. I also, as a Polish guy, I have sometimes I'm questioning myself, how should I say this or that in Polish, because I'm not sure. So being native, it doesn't make you immediately a teacher or a good person to as a teacher. Sometimes there are natives that they don't have proper education, and they are teaching, and they are great sometimes, and sometimes they are not. It's I think that once I said that teachers are like pizza. So
wow.
There is a lot of kinds of pizza. So you can pick your favorite one, and if you like I don't know, marinara, you stick with marinara. But sometimes
margarita,
also,
another.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to try different kinds of pizza, or different pizza places. So I think that learners should have this opportunity also to experience that.
And
That's
Jacek, this is
also
also how you design your courses, right? Because you
yes,
don't really design them like, you don't sell semesters or
yeah.
I don't know, like really long-term engagement, but you basically organize courses that last what, 1 week, something like 5 days. Yeah,
5 days maximum. They are really
yeah.
intensive because it can last like the most intense course. It's 35 hours per
Mhm.
week, so 7 days a day, so 7 hours
So
a
it's like
day.
going to work. It's like going to
Yes,
full-time job,
yes, like
7 hour
in
lesson.
France. No, it's not like it's and in the morning it's 4 hour lesson, and in the evening it's 3 hours, and they manage like they are tired, but they
Mhm.
are really happy. And the end we have champagne. So
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
Assuages
I'm
I was
always
assuages
like,
I'm
everything,
always
right?
I was like
reminding that
7 hours without champagne.
at the
Yes.
end it's like, yes, we have champagne and pastry, so let's stick together and we'll do that. And it's quite an experience
Yes.
for my student and myself, and it couldn't last 2 weeks or a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Come
would
on.
be exhausting. And also, so and then I give them like advice, try different things. You can continue with online classes with someone else, or because sometimes people, they are really want to stick with their
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah. With
They
one
start
teacher,
with
exactly. Exactly.
for life. Yes, it's not a relationship. We are not together. You can cheat on me. It's not a problem. No, because sometimes
So
it's
French. I'm sorry.
yeah, but I had one student. She was American, and she said to me, "I'm sorry, I learned that from another course that I bought." I said, "Great, I have less work to do. Let's move on." Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm really happy when people, they try different things and they are more aware, because they are investing. Learning a language is an investment. So they are investing in their abilities, and yes, for the future. So I'm happy when they learn more. It's not, I'm not this kind of business entrepreneur that, oh
So
yeah,
you are more like you're more like an inspiration, right? And
yes,
you're just one piece of a bigger puzzle in this whole linguistic education. But you
yes,
people
I
can
consider
basically,
myself like that. Yes,
yeah, visit your
I could
atelier.
consider.
They learn, and then they come out inspired, and then
Yeah,
they continue
I'm
on their own.
yes, I always give them a lot of energy and passion
Yeah.
that animates me myself. So I give them this energy to learn French, to continue, and then to come back to me
Yes.
with for
Yeah.
another
Next
course
summer,
in another
or
next
something.
summer,
Yeah.
another, yes, or even next month, but in different course. It's always different in my school, so it's not
Yeah.
like pre established course that I'm selling. I'm not a good seller as well, because I every time when I have the new person wants to join my courses, I have a little chat with the person, and sometimes people, they are really surprised. But for me, it's really important to know this person, to know how they speak, and
Hmm.
just to make sure, be sure that this it's a good course, because people, they also have this, they their own idea about themselves. Oh, my French is so poor, or my French is so good, and I want to join that class. But no, I'm sorry, darling. You should maybe it would be better to choose something different. So yeah, so I think that it's also really important for a teacher to have this mission that putting teaching first, not the business.
Yeah.
That's my way of thinking, but maybe because of that, I'm not a millionaire.
Yeah. but I guess you are at least, well, now Masha, what, popular or famous? Because I guess it's
Oh,
time. I think it's time to get into the thinking out loud proper. with Jacek. You know, come on, let's pick his brains a bit.
Ooh.
And Jacek, it was Masha's idea, you know, to ask the question: how do you see the difference between popular and famous? Is there any at all? I was thinking about this myself, Masha, when you texted me. You know, the question was like, "What the hell is the difference?" But then I guess
you cheating.
What?
The concept of the show is that nobody's prepared, and you were cheating because you've been thinking about the question beforehand.
I was thinking, okay, but you know, I can.
And now
Jacek,
he's going
Jacek
to, you know, shine his
Jacek
wisdom on us.
Yes, he consulted Webster thing, the dictionaries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Asked
According to that
ChatGPT.
dictionary. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, our favorite assistant. So Jacek, how do you see the difference between being popular and being famous? Is there?
I don't know, but because I see famous more glamour, like bling bling with dollars and TV shows and drinking champagne and having a limo. And popular, it's I would consider myself more like popular than famous because it's not it's more about being popular. It would be the accent. It would the accent would be put on the people that like you, follow you, praise you.
So yeah, and judging by the
on.
number of followers that you have, you're popular. Simply, you're popular.
I would say popular because famous, it would come with an income and with more medias and YouTubers. I don't know that if you are on TV, I think you can be famous, and you are. I don't know, you walk on the street and people say, oh, it's from the TV. Yeah. But once it happened in Paris, I was walking with my dog, and one guy said, oh, it's this guy from the video. It was so funny. And he was French. He was actually French. So that was really surprising because
that was a taste. That was a taste of fame, I guess.
Yeah, maybe a little taste, a little spoon of little silver spoon.
Yes.
Fame. Yeah, but I think I see that like this way. That being famous is more connected with money and with the whole high life and fashion. I would say.
I wonder actually if we could, if you know, speaking about collocations, is there, Masha, any difference between a popular actor and a famous actor? Because they both go quite well, don't they? I mean,
yeah, they go quite well, but they're not the same. Let's say Sean Connery is a famous actor, but he's not popular.
Oh, he's not popular anymore. Okay.
Not anymore.
So,
yeah.
Not anymore.
You're right. You're right, Masha. You're right.
But who played in Barbie?
Ryan Gosling.
The guy. Ryan Gosling. He's popular and famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's both. He's both because he's right now on the top.
The question is, in 50 years, will he still be famous?
And popular.
No, he will. You cannot be popular, I think, when you're well, want to say dead, but old.
No. Wait. Yeah, some popularity can extend beyond your life, I guess.
Very, very short time.
Karl Marx or you know,
is
any
he
other
popular?
ideologue. I guess. I mean, it's not like people are reading him anymore, but the name is a household name. You know,
it's famous.
Yeah, famous.
It's famous. Yeah, because he rose to fame.
Famous is when people recognize either your face or your name.
Oh, yeah.
That's like that sort of recognize you in the street. But popular, they need to like you. They need to use your product in a way. You know, if you're a singer, they listen to your
you're right.
music now. If you're a writer, they read your books. If you're an English teacher, they watch your videos.
But for
When they
example,
stop doing this, you stop being popular.
If you have a product, for example, this reference, I like it. It would be like Coca-Cola. It's popular
because people drink it.
but
Sure.
Yes, it's not like famous. Famous would be like the new beverage from TikTok. Yes, like with something special, famous from the internet.
But Coca-Cola is a famous brand. It's recognizable all over the world. I mean, in Africa, you show a barefoot child this bottle of Coke, and they know what it is.
Yeah. It's not easy with you, huh?
I wonder. But it's interesting. You know, I wonder if. To actually gain fame, you need to have some sort of an achievement, do something extraordinary, right?
Sometimes
like win an
not.
Oscar
But sometimes people from reality show, they are famous because they were just on TV.
Right.
Or we have this example of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, it's called famous for famous today.
Yeah.
A celebrity.
Yeah. But if you see the list of people that are most popular on Instagram, out of 10 people, 4 are Kardashians. 2 are footballers. Yeah, there was a list of the most popular accounts on Instagram, and 4 of them, 4 out of 10 are Kardashians, and 2 are footballers, and there's no.
But we still, but I guess we are still talking about popularity, because the number of followers, to me, it's a measure of popularity. Yes, it's a measure of popularity, honestly.
Yeah. Yes.
Because once again, you could be, I know, an author, who's, I know, an acclaimed author who wrote something
Stephen
very important.
King.
But in that case,
he's
you know,
popular.
Still, he's or both, but still, I think that you could still achieve something and be famous, but in some in some really narrow field, right? Like I don't know, genetics or something, right? So that the people who read papers or books in a given discipline, you know, in a given domain, they know you're a big name there. But if you ask, you know, an average Joe who is, you know, this or that person, you know, they have no idea. And Kardashians, I think, you know, they are popular, but then again, if you ask me, what did Kim or Chloe or whoever else is there,
you already know their names. Come on.
I know too.
You know the name. You recognize.
I know the name. Yeah, I know. I know Kim because she's, I guess, the most popular one, and I know Chloe because she was the girlfriend of Lamar Odom, basketball player from LA Lakers back in the days. I don't know whose girlfriend she's right now, but that's all I know. But then again,
you do know. You do know.
I know something, like, you know, if you live, you know things. You know, I'm not shutting myself, you know, to the external world, right?
Well, it means that she's famous, because even if you know her, and
I heard, you know, it's very interesting. I heard a very interesting opinion that you can be, and I don't know now, famous, I guess famous or popular, we'll get to that later, in 2 ways, basically. Either you're exceptional, like, you know, one of a kind, the so-called saint, you know, a saint, or you are totally like everybody else. Like you are such, you know, you are such a cliche that you become popular because, and you are like totally like everyone else. So there are 2 ways. Well, for example, let's take, all right, some local examples come to my mind, but there is Jacek, you may know because we know it from the Polish backyard. There is a musician who's performing in a genre called disco polo.
Yeah. So like,
Zenek.
yeah. I
The
have
guy is
heard.
immensely popular, but this guy is like an ordinary Polish person. It's like if you ask him for an interview, will you ever hear something interesting? It's like the guy is like totally normal guy. I mean, normal, whatever is the norm, but
yeah, he's
nothing special. He's nothing special.
Yeah.
But then again, he's immensely popular, I think.
Okay, so famous, it will come with something special. So it's like popular plus.
Yeah.
There are tons of musicians who are nothing special, but for some reason they're famous. You have no idea. People are strange. They like strange stuff. You can't be famous because you're ordinary. You're famous for something always, even if you're not very bright. But there is something. Sometimes it's difficult to explain.
Except when you're famous for
like
famous.
Gangnam Style. Do you remember the song?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Is it something special?
No.
Well, it was. Back in the days, everybody was dancing that. No, I'm kidding.
But happens today. You happen to be in the right time, at the right time, in the right place, and boom.
And that's how an
fame.
ordinary guy, an ordinary person, can rise to, I want to say, fame. But just because
I have an
it
idea.
only happens. Go ahead.
I have an idea because do you know this guy from these images of this memes? Yeah, meme. We say meme in English. Yeah, memes. Yes. So there's a guy, really average elderly man who's
the one
smiling.
drinking coffee and smiling.
Yes, and he's really is he famous or popular? Because it's like this regular guy. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna add
stock photos.
Yeah, stock photos, exactly. I think because if you saw him in a shopping center, right? You'd say, "Oh, that's the guy." That's the guy from the meme. Then I guess, wow, that is fame.
He's famous. He's famous.
He's famous because people recognize him. It doesn't mean they like him. They just know who he is. That's fame.
Yeah. And that's why they will stop him and take a photo with him.
Yeah.
And that's also interesting. Why people want to collect photos with famous people, just to feel famous a little bit. Like this,
I was close. Yeah, I was close to fame. I was like standing right next to the person, or even shaking hands, or whatever.
I don't like him, but I have a photo with him. So
it's interesting.
Really, close
the power of fame is another aspect. Why? I mean, what's the impact? And
it's attraction.
Yeah.
Law of
some
attraction.
People say it's the driver. Yeah, some people say it's the driver number one right now, especially on social media or in the days of social media.
Yes, there are classes. There are some public schools where there are special classes about social media, how to become popular, how to make viral videos.
Oh, wow.
So and kids, they are like, if you ask a question, what would you like to who would you like to become in the future? Like, they want to be a YouTuber.
And
because they think it's easy money. They think it's easy money.
Yeah, but it's
not the fame itself, maybe.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But they want to become. Yeah, it's not like I want to become a fireman or or a doctor. I want to be a YouTuber and have a lot of money and travel a lot. Yeah,
because this life seems easy and pleasant. I think that's the reason. But also, I think there's an underlying drive for fame. Because being famous is also associated with having an easy life. If you're famous, you've got
to be respected.
and to be respected, exactly, and you know, to
You can
of
jump a
course have some.
queue and get the
Sure,
best seats.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Of course,
yeah,
yes, to be invited for special events,
yes.
and yes, to use your name, your fame name. Oh, I can hear that it's almost the same name, fame. It rings a bell. So yeah, I
Yes.
think
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it means that it's connected. So you can use your name,
There
your
must be
fame
something
to
to it.
have something. There must be something, some how do you say that? This theories,
Conspiracy.
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory. Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love
All
it.
right, great. Masha, I need to ask you about the time of this recording. Are you monitoring this?
We are
I guess we are
close to.
approaching. I guess we are approaching the end. Jacek,
Close to closing.
I know. Just out of curiosity, you know, I'm speaking about this fame and popularity. Is my last question to you, and I know I asked you that back in Warsaw a few years ago. But how on earth do you manage the number of notifications you get on your phone each day? Because
it's
are
really
you hiring
simple.
are you hiring someone to manage this? Or
No, it's really simple. I turn off the notifications,
but
and
I
I
know
don't
that
get
you
any.
will like if I comment on your video, you will like it or you will respond
Yeah,
if there is a
I
need
check
for
it.
it. So you don't
Yeah, I
ignore it
check.
like totally.
I don't ignore it, but I check it just to
But it's part
make
of the job, I think. Yes.
yes, it's
You
part
have
of
to
the
do it.
job, but yes, and to deal with that, and fortunately, I have really nice people who follow me, so I don't have problems with that. It's only like, oh, I like this video. Oh, I'm laughing a lot, and yes, so that's really pleasant. So, but I don't get the notifications on my phone like beep, beep,
All
beep,
right.
beep, 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 beep,
No, that would be
no, it would
yeah.
it would be annoying. So, and I don't like it. I want to have a control when I want to look at it or not. So,
All right.
also,
So
I
in
think it's
case
like quite it's luxurious. It's part of like this control. It's my luxe, my luxurious. I don't know how
your
to say that.
luxury, exactly.
My
But
luxury. Yeah.
in case some of our listeners don't follow you yet, so how do they find you on the Instagram?
Oh, just say that. Just type parolerie. It's PAROLERIE, and I will be there.
Magically
So
appear there on
yes,
Insta.
or the hashtag learn French better than Emily.
Oh,
Excellent. Now that is clever.
And
All right, Jacek.
everyone's to learn French better than someone else. So even
Yeah.
if you don't know any Emily, you want to be better than she is. So
Excellent. Jacek, thanks a lot for being with us on the show.
thank you for the invitation. And I want to say one thing that's it's really important for me. I was a little bit stressed before coming to this show, and of course I made a lot of mistakes, but who cares?
We
I
will
did
count
it.
all of them, Masha, and we'll make a list, you know, at the end.
Yes,
You know, why not?
and then on the red, But yes, and it didn't. Yes, and so it's a message for people who are afraid of speaking and making their voices be heard by the others. Don't be afraid, because I was afraid before putting online my first video in English. I was freaking out, but and it's not perfect, and I get some messages. Oh, your English is sucks because of that
What?
and
Well, that's
yes,
honestly,
especially yeah, but
oh,
there are people like that. But I say okay, but still
it's a mental illness, you know.
yes,
I think.
I made it and I did it, and it's not a problem. So everyone can express themselves in a language they want to choose, and so don't wait for the perfect moment. It won't happen.
Let that sink in.
it happens on our show. So people come to our show and
Yes.
don't be
Yes,
afraid.
and don't be afraid. Yes, so don't be afraid and take this the pleasure of speaking and communicating with other people. That's for me it's magical, really. That we are from different cultures, countries, nationalities, and we can be together thanks to something like that, the language.
Yeah, thanks to
It's
language. It's fantastic.
crazy.
You know. Thanks a lot, Jacek, for your participation.
Thank you.
Masha, it's over to you to say the sacramental phrase.
Oh, okay, I need an AI avatar to do this. Okay, everyone, thank you for staying with us. I wanted to say on Sunday, but no, it's we who work on Sunday, but people will hear it on Wednesday. So, and this was another episode of the Thinking Out Loud podcast. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.